Guys, I don't know why. And look, yeah, I was tearing it up, baby. It's nice and cold too. It's juicy. But anyways, I was thinking about my good friend Maria Manriquez, and she was one of my really good friends. Her and I worked together as caregivers at, I think, Brookside or whatever those places are called. And it was this nursing home in Forest Grove, Oregon, and I met her there. And there's this lady who was a psychic, and I was literally scared of that lady because there was this woo woo about. Oh, outrageous audio's messaging me, but there was this woo woo stuff that I heard about psychics. Little did I know I'd find out that I myself was clairvoyant, but I thought she was like those Miss Cleo type psychics that let me look into your future type lady, and that she consulted demons and stuff. I don't know what I thought at the time. um I just was kind of nervous to go in that lady's room by myself since she was a psychic. And I don't know why, but it was this caregiver that, I mean, it was this resident that lived at the nursing home we worked at. Oh yeah, Brookdale, I think it was called Brookdale. And it was pretty cool. It wasn't too much scandalousness happening from the what do you call it? But it did happen at the end though. But they weren't tripping too hard like some of these other nursing homes do when there's like the politics. Like, you know how jobs, they have politics that go on within the job, and these people, they have their own posse. That's why I don't really like working at workplaces, because the people, they make it like a job you love, you will hate it because of the people who work there. That when they do all the petty little childish immature things they do, trying to have their little groups like high school does. I see. I probably didn't miss out on high school now that I think about it, since I was homeschooled from eighth grade up. But yeah, I basically just want to talk about Maria Manriquez because I never got a chance to apologize to her about me not showing up. She was doing this business called Organo Gold, and she wanted me to be one of the people who was her. She only needed one more person so she can get a Mercedes or a BMW. I think it was a Mercedes, and I really wanted her to get it. I was one of the people who went with her to go get her first car. She worked so hard. I think she grew up or lived in Monmouth, Oregon, and she came to the part of Oregon where I was at. I was from in Hillsboro after we lived in Beaverton for a while, and I met her when I went to work at Forest Grove's Brookdale Senior Living um, facility. Excuse me. And there was some, you know how these nursing homes are, the usual. But anyways, uh, it was just, she was like one of my really good friends. Her and I, every single night we worked together. We laughed for most of that night, and we talked. We worked together. We went to the same rooms to work on the same people. It just made the night go by faster, and it was really fun. Like, she was one of my only female friends in Oregon that I had, that we laughed so much. And I only had one other friend in my life back before we left Florida, when I think we were in Port St. Lucie, Florida at that time, and I had this one girl. Her name was Kenya, and she was my only friend. Only her and I used to laugh so hard all the time in school. Even I used to laugh at the fact her neck bulged out when she laughed, and that was one of the things that made us bust out laughing even more. And every time I had a friend like that, or I was starting to do something, like when I was gonna run track, that is like all of a sudden it's like my family decided to move away for some reason. And that's how I realized. I was like, damn, I was angry at my parents the last time we moved away, and then I had to be homeschooled. Um, as they decided they weren't going to put us in school. But looking back, I realized it was more trouble because I was getting older, and probably I feel like it's because I was getting older and wiser, and I had almost gotten them in trouble one time when I spoke out about the extension cord lashes on my arm. When my dad was whooping me, like, he used to have us stand by the chair and whoop us with an extension cord, but he didn't really do that to his kids. He mostly did it to me and my other brother, who was from another man. That my mom, she had two different baby daddies before she finally married the third man she was with. And I'm not talking crap about my mom when I say that, by the way. I'm just saying, like, we got treated different because we weren't from the man that she married. So the four kids that she had with him were, of course, favored it. But anyways, I feel like I was talking about the Maria Manriquez, and how we were friends. Like I only remember having two really good female friends in my life where it was like we were soulmate friends. And something happened and I'm pissed off because there's this pedophile named Lamont Jefferson who is a child molester. And I figured that out when I was insecure at the time. I was dating anybody who was not anybody, but at certain times there were men, like there was this big black dude. If I don't even know if he still has his Facebook page up, but by me talking about it now, they probably took it down or he probably removed it if he's still alive. I heard that he was in jail or dead. I heard someone that I told about him that he did, but I don't believe that because they said the same thing about the man who stole my $3,400 after hitting me in the back of my head. And Elaine Higgins had me make a police report about him and told me his full name. I don't even know if they still have the record of that. It was back in, I believe, 2016, maybe. Or yeah, it couldn't be 2015. I think it was 2016 when that happened. But his full name should be on record in the files because I made a police report and she told me what his full name was, but it was a setup. The whole shit was a setup because he later went back. I'm pretty sure he gave them some of that money. Oh no, that what happened was she was mad that he took all that money from me and didn't share with her, so she gave me his information. But to make a report, and then that's when she called Rashard Horace from Florida when he just got out of jail to act like he was coming to help, but they were all setting me up at the same time. And Lord Pound, they called this nigga Pound who sell drugs, and Pound wound up being somebody related or like a family member, a relative, or a friend of a relative, like a cousin or something. And my ex-husband, I mean, I keep always calling that nigga my husband. He might be the one who's married to me illegally because I keep calling him my husband, and so did some random person around here who used to follow me around, LB, where I live at. He told some your husband, the one with the big dog. And I'm like, I'm gonna look into that shit because I know he did some scandalous shit behind my back because he the same dude that was talking shit about me with other younger niggas and the other Mexicans at the shop he worked at when they do illegal activity out there anyways. And I already reported this to DHS because it's just I had a moment where I just said fuck everything. And then after I told about what my family was doing, that's how I know all this shit was a setup. And somebody, the CPS worker that has something to do with it, she knew my family, and or she was paid off in some kind of way to participate in doing setting it up for me to go to the psychiatric hospital. But anyways, skip all that. I just wanted to be kind of quick and fill you guys in on this story to show you examples like how crooked people can be. But anyways, I was back to Lamont Jefferson. Lamont Jefferson was this big dude that I nicknamed Silverback because he was an older guy. He had gray hair on his face and he was a big black dude. And when he didn't have a place to stay, I invited him to my mom's house so he could have somewhere to sleep at. That's where I made a mistake trying to be helpful and kind to these gang stalkers in the past that I didn't know were gang stalkers. That explains why sometimes at certain times they appeared in my life, and that when I started to figure out who they were and cuss their ass out, they disappeared because they know Lamont Jefferson. I was looking for him to run him over and hit him with my car because of the fact that I there was something that happened. He was trying to make me miss out on opportunities, and then he wanted to raise up and try to fight me. And I had it on camera the last interaction him and I had. So I no longer have the phones that have that proof of what happened. And I was telling him to go, why don't he go jump off a freaking cliff or kill himself or something like that. I don't know because I wanted to do it to him. He was putting me through a lot. And he's also the guy who had a woman come into our hotel room. I was paying for his black ass to stay in a hotel room with me so he don't to as proof, that's why I know a lot of these black men are pieces of shit when they out here talking dirty about black women, because it be black women like ourselves that'll help they ratchet ugly ass out when they don't have nothing, and then they'll treat us dirty and then go to the next bitch and try to put her on a pedestal and like act like she better, and he'll try to act like he better than you all of a sudden and try to put you down, but when he have shit, you was the one who was in his corner. But anyways, this raggedy ass nigga only like maybe one or two times he went half or paid for a room the full amount, which was only $60 at that time, the one of the ones we stayed at. But I was using my unemployment check to help out to stay out there in a hotel. I was dumb because I didn't really want to be around my family. I guess I was feeling ashamed of being in my mid 20s, I guess my early mid 20s, like 23, I think, and I was still at my parents' house, I think. Or actually, I might have been younger than that. I think I was 21. Yeah, 21, I think 22. And then anyways, this long story short, this Lamont Jefferson dude told me there was this fine looking bus driver that wanted me to go out. His name was Romeo, and he was a Puerto Rican dude, and he saw me. All of a sudden he put my hands on his chest, and he has some nice pecs, baby. And after I had, and he invited me to his house. He had told me was at his house that he got a like a game room where he played pool in his house, and that he was gonna be moving. But it might have been saving me anyways. But who knows, that if I got with that guy, maybe I would have had a good life, because he was liking me, baby, and he sure was fine. Like I had regretted that I listened to Lamont Jefferson bitch ass. I was trying to be honest and tell him the truth, that I met a guy that I liked and that liked me, and he was driving for TriMet here in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, and I got on the bus one time, and I think I was like one of the last people to get off, where it was only me and somebody. Everybody had got off the bus, but he wanted to talk to me. And oh Lord, I wish I had talked to that man, because he was a fine man too. And he was Puerto Rican. Golly, he was looking good, baby. His body was on point. But he had put my hands on his chest. I forget that. And then I told, he was like, "No, don't go with that nigga." Blah blah blah. He just trying to do this. And little did I know, at the time I was still gullible and naive and stupid. And I listened to him, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't go." Blah blah blah. I told him what happened, and the guy was super disappointed. He was like, but he was cool about it though. So and he just let it go. That's how you know when it's a high value man versus a scumbag pedophile ass nigga who acting like he hard and tough in the streets. Showing me excuse me, some classic cars that he had that I'm pretty sure he no longer has. He was just some classic car he had. It was a green and yellow or green and white, whatever color it was. It was like a lime green. I forgot what kind of classic car it was, but it was those metal cars, those old school metal cars. But he told me, and he also told me something about like don't get mixed up in these people, and my dumb ass listened to him. So that's why I have a big problem with men wanting women to submit, because when you submit to a jealous hating ass nigga, he just be trying to hold you back in life. He don't give a fuck about you. And a lot of men that have that, this is a big thing right here, ladies. A lot of men who want you to submit to them, and it's a big problem if you don't submit to him, is because he just wants to control you and hold you back in life so you don't outshine him. And it's some man like that, and it's not that you will outshine him, it's just an insecurity that he don't feel like a man if a woman is doing better than him. And some women should pay attention to that, because it's not only black women that some of those men behave with. They even want other women that are a certain way, because they know that that woman, in tradition, she's raised to let the man outshine and control and rule over her. And that's the problem, because some of these niggas just want to control your life, and they want to energy harvest off of you. Some of y'all don't recognize that. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, like my son said. But yeah, hi cutie. But he always make these different sounds. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, because Maria Manriquez, it was because of me trying to submit and listen to a dude that I called that was so called my man at the time. I was listening to what he told me. My dumbass wasn't smart enough at the time, so I apologize, sweetheart. I did not mean to be the only last person that you needed for it to be get a BMW, and then you got pissed off at me because I was supposed to be your friend that supported you, and I did up until that point. And it was a choice that was really hard for me to make, and I was trying to be loyal to a nigga that wasn't worth shit, and then I found out he was a pedophile. One, because of the stuff he was saying during our intimate time that we had only like a couple times, and then I realized what kind of man he was, but I was second guessing. I was like, well, maybe I'm tripping that he's not like that. But then it got confirmed when I had told Elaine them, she go by E. I told her what who that was. And she was like, that man's a chomo. And then when they said that, it was just, it's like confirmation. It hit so hard and heavy in the pit of my stomach. I was like, damn, I knew it. That's why I got rid of his ass, because he used to try to say stuff. Um, and then I got so angry, baby. Ooh, Lord, I was looking for that man. I was looking for that man. He about the second man that, and there's people in the town who knew I was looking for this other dude that took my 3400, so they tried to make a fake paper. It was Stuart Donaldson. He switches his name around a lot, so that's why I say some of these people name, because sometimes they don't even use their real name, or they switch it around, they change it for when they doing business and stuff. It's Big Face on YouTube who make different songs. It's an older dude. He knew this dude in the street that they called Pig, and Pig had, it's like Pig was acting like that was his cousin. He said, "Yeah, man, we finna go to his funeral. He died," and they tried to. And I remember I saw his face on that funeral voucher. I was like, "What is he doing out here?" I know this nigga. And then later on, I found out they knew I was looking for his ass, so they tried, excuse me, to act like he died. Because I wasn't playing. Now that's part of the reason why there's a couple men out here who say that I'm dangerous, because they know I'm not to be played with. That I'm not playing around when it comes to certain stuff. And I'm a one woman band. When it comes to, I don't need no other people, because I done figured that out a long time ago, that when you do stuff with somebody else, and you don't want nobody telling on you, it's best for you to just go alone and do it yourself and get in trouble yourself, because it's a matter of time before that other person tell on you anyways. And y'all dumb criminals, you should notice by now, it's all out there in the world how eventually the person wind up snitching on your ass. Excuse me. And then you got the audacity to talk about some snitches get stitches, but y'all be running y'all mouth telling everybody business anyways. So y'all all should be getting stitches, because you all be dry snitching on other motherfuckers. That's why I boldly be putting the shit out here, because a lot of y'all little raggedy asses be like cowards, and you go behind people back. You even be making shit up that ain't even true, talking about people to get them excuse me, to get them in trouble, or to create some unnecessary beef just because you have some sort of pull. You want to go tarnish somebody's character or create a rumor that sound like it's true, doing spell work. That's another form of spell work, y'all, just so you know. All right, I didn't talk stuff. I'm out. Bye. Love you.